And what I wrote about was a group of teams, I called them the uncertain six, that I felt were facing a critical period as we go forward here with the deadline coming. The teams were the bubble teams, right? The Red Sox, the Cubs, the Mariners, the Angels, Mets, and the Padres. Now, I included the Padres in that mix, but I really didn't feel all that confident about it because I felt this team is all in. They're not going the other way. They're not really on the bubble. Their owner, Peter Seidler, is relentlessly optimistic, always wants to fire, always wants to go. I have a hard time seeing them sell. Well, things change quickly this time of year, and things change quickly for the Padres this weekend in Philadelphia. They lost 3 of 4. They are now 10 games out in the National League West. 10 games! And they are tied with the Cubs in the wild card race, 8 games back, and a half game ahead of the Mets. The Cubs and the Mets. Those are 2 teams likely to sell, and you can look at the wild card standings right here. You can see where the Padres are. They're trailing 2 teams, and of course the 3 that already hold wild card positions. Not in great shape here. So their next 4 series through July 30th, on the road in Toronto and Detroit, home against Pittsburgh and Texas. We'll see what happens, right? I don't know that they're making any decisions just yet, but let's look at how far this team has fallen from the beginning of the season. And yes, I know we could be doing the same exercise with the Mets, but I'm doing the Padres this week. We'll get to the Mets in due time. Might not be this week, but there's plenty to say about them. Opening day playoff odds, Padres 85.3%. Current playoff odds, 25.7%, 1-4 essentially. So what do you do if you're the Padres? I don't know that you buy. You've already bought and bought and bought for the last couple of years in free agency, in the trade market, you name it. So is it time to sell? Well, this is a team with an interesting group of potential free agents, to say the least. Josh Hader, be the best closer on the market. Blake Snell might be the best starter. You also have Seth Lugo that you could trade to, another potential free agent. And another guy who was not a potential free agent, but certainly an interesting trade piece, and that would be Juan Soto. He is free after next year, after 2024. And if you trade Snell and you trade Hader, again, we're playing this out for the Padres, and you trade Lugo, then why not Soto? Padres fans might say, well, we want to sign Soto. Well, good luck with that. He's a Scott Boras client, and Juan Soto, if you've watched him play left field this year, if you've looked at his defensive ratings, defensive runs saved, outs above average, whatever you want to look at, not good. He's trending toward becoming a DH. So if you're the Padres, maybe you spin the wheel again here, as A.J. Preller did in 2015, 2016. He's torn it down before. You can tear it down again. I'm not suggesting they do this immediately because, yes, there's some season left, but we've been watching this from them all season long. And I know they're averaging 41,000 a game at home. You do not want to concede the season. I get all that. And that's a virtuous way to go about it, honestly, to honor your fans who have bought their tickets. At the same time, you've got to keep the franchise's best interests in mind. I'm not sure this franchise's best interests are continuing to go forward with the group of players they have. They can dominate this market. It's a seller's market. It's going to be interesting to see in the next couple of weeks if the Padres grasp reality.